Tell me your secret recipe for erasing Owen's addiction.
Insert a protein that inhibits dopamine beta hydroxylase. Right in the addiction part of the brain. I do it once, and his genes do the work forever.
Is this about Owen? Because Arroyo said if you try this on a human being, you should be arrested.
You'd be jumping off a cliff, Owen.
I can do what I want.
Where are you, Sinatra?
The Boston patients are all parents of infants. But somewhere out there in the world, it's a very common disease. It's so common that every baby is exposed to it.
Sinatra is Filipino virus C2. There was a guy from the Sinatra Society who traveled to the Philippines.
Tell me.
Mark Smith, with a K. And he bought a ticket to Boston.
He was killed in a car accident 3 weeks ago.
What?
Mark Smith did not bring it to Boston.
I mean, this guy, he's not sick. No, he's just dead.
We've got the beginnings of a pandemic here. We don't have a clue. We have 14 upstairs in ICU. 10 serious, 4 critical, and then we come to this group. The most recently infected.
And it's spreading much faster than we'd like.
Dr. Serrano, Dr. Sandstrom, thank you for coming. Ladies, gentlemen, this is the lead team from Norback. Did you hear that Sinatra's broken out in Florida? Big time in Tallahassee. Any links with us or Boston? And get your epidemiologists exchanging symptomology. Will do. You mind finishing up the show and tell for these new residents? We're pulling up all the help we can get. There's a conference room just down the hall. They'll show you. Sure. After you.
Go ahead.
Okay, we think the Sinatra virus hides out in the body's organs and pops up to trigger a lethal immune response. You all up to speed with that?
We're using a regimen of immunosuppressants.
Get that? We're turning down their immune system.
Just trying to stabilize them.
So this is a hospital, right? I mean, bugs walk in every hour.
They're susceptible to staph infections, C. difficile, E. coli, rotavirus, crypto.
They're human petri dishes, right? They could very well die of something else.
Right now, we're just trying to keep them alive.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a snapshot of science in the 21st century. Knowing just enough to know how little you know. Let's get back to work. What?
Okay, here's where we are on the antivirals.
Shoot.
Now that I'm sure it's a beta herpes virus, I'm testing combinations with hydroxyuridine and docosmo.
Yeah, Stanford trying combos of cidofovir and foscarnet.
Yeah, and Boston's all over trimantadine.
Hear anything back from them yet?
No. What I'd like to do is get some next-generation drugs that are in the pipeline in Switzerland, supposedly very promising.
Need any help?
Well, I'm trying my own channels, but if you've got anything, go for it.
I'll make a couple of calls. Look, we're sending you blood and tissue samples from Mark
You want
Smith.
snips and virus detection analysis?
All the organs.
Still think this guy's are smoking gun, huh?
Enough that I'll be on the next flight home. It's been a long 6 months.
Yes, it has.
So you missed a couple of rehabs.
Yeah, I've been real busy, but I'm feeling good.
You look good. You look good.
Thanks.
So, any post-traumatic stress, nightmares, flashbacks?
Not really. Yeah, some.
The problem with post-traumatic stress is that it pops up in disguise. Like a phantom figure in a dream. We don't always make an immediate connection.
I'm not really sure I know what you're talking about.
Inappropriate anger, irrational fears, night sweats, these things.
Yeah, I'm going with the key to happiness is a bad memory.
It's okay to get past it, Mako. It's not okay to hide from it. What's this about your legs?
I've had some pain.
You told the physio it felt like white-hot needles. That's something. How often are you getting the sensation?
It's not a sensation. My left leg feels like it's on fire.
A specific time of day?
No, it's random.
What about body image issues?
Gordon, you know how I feel about the psychobabble stuff.
You been intimate with anyone since the accident?
What does that have to do with anything?
How you feel about yourself, emotionally, physically? They are connected. I just want you to think about it.
Okay.
Okay? For the meantime, why don't you try this for a couple of weeks?
Benzodiazepine? I don't need anti-anxiety meds.
Mako, I'm trying to treat your pain.
And you think it's all in my head? It's real, Gordon. Okay, so can you write me up for Percocet or something?
You think that'll help?
I'm in pain.
Okay. I want you to keep me a pain journal, though. Where you are and what you're feeling when you go through one of these white-hot needles episodes. Okay?
Sure. I'll just write a little note down while I'm on the floor screaming and crying.
Punctuation isn't important.
Bob? Can you hear me?
Yep. What's up?
I could use a second opinion in here.
I'll be right there.
What are you? Hey, so I'm doing a PCR on these organs we got in from San Francisco.
Mark Smith.
Right, and there's one organ I can't recognize. It's
Oh, that's a gallbladder. Half a gallbladder, actually. You can tell by the cystic duct. Testicle? They usually come in pairs and are considered vital compared to a lung or heart or a liver.
right, but this one really's got me stumped. What the hell is that?
Could you, rotate to the left? I don't know. Are you sure it's an organ?
Mystery meat. I don't know. I'll set it aside for now. Thanks.
Sure.
Just keep on it, Rachel. We need those organ PCRs. Put on a pot of coffee. Hey there, Owen. You look like shit. Hi. Hi.
Hey, it's David.
I know. How you doing? Good.
Oh, good, Owen. You're doing great. Show David how he can walk.
That's great, Owen. I see you outside for a second.
Would you like anything? Snack or juice?
That is everything you didn't want to talk about.
What?
It's like he's got Parkinson's.
Because it's working. The dopamine pathways responsible for his addictive behaviors are shutting down as predicted.
It looks like everything is shutting down.
Well, we still have lots of tweaking to do. It's been less than 72 hours, David. A Parkinson's specialist is coming on Friday.
Oh, great. So you're going to put him on levodopa for the rest of his life?
David, this is the kind of pioneering science you used to rhapsodize about when I sat in your lecture.
I never rhapsodized about shoddy, half-thought-out experiments.
This is a perfectible procedure.
Fine, perfected on lab rats. Owen is a human being.
Exactly. Eventually, all new procedures have to be tried in people.
He's a fucking zombie. All right? Now that used to be a beautifully screwed-up teenager.
Wasn't that the whole problem?
I never should let you do this.
Let me.
I could have stopped you.
David.
That's fine, I'll take it. Thank you. Come here. Come here. That's enough for today. Let's get you back in bed, okay? Okay. Okay. That's it. You're doing great. You're doing great. You're doing great. What?
It's Carl Riddlemeyer, David. Have I got you at a bad time?
Always.
What? I'm afraid I lost you there for a minute.
What can I do for you, Carlton?
I'm calling with some good news.
I'm sending Norback a new electron microscope. Top of the line Zeiss optics.
Why?
Call it an olive branch. You know, I'm new to this job. I'm finally understanding what Norback is about.
What hit you on the head?
Well, David, as you once reminded me yourself, clearly my distinguished advisors don't have a fucking clue what they're doing.
Maybe on the golf course.
Well, anyway, when I'm wrong, I own it and I change course. Hope the Zeiss helps out.
Yeah, well... Thanks. Weird.
This is the Tallahassee update.
Okay, good. Listen, did you clean up my shit in Washington?
That incident with you and Riddlemeyer at Camp Dalton? Yeah, I put on my rubber gloves and did some heavy scrubbing. You're welcome.
Where's Rachel?
Waiting for Mark Smith's PCR results.
Okay, let's get started.
Tallahassee. 6 dead, 16 sick. 3 new fatalities in Boston, 5 in San Francisco.
All right, Mark Smith had Sinatra traces in his blood, concentration in 1 kidney.
Okay, I guess we're still in business. So what do we got? Our swinger Pete Brongard's immune system was weakened because he had CGD. Babies in Boston and the Philippines get the virus, but they don't die from it because of their immature immune system. And now our new best friend Mark Smith carried the virus in his kidney, but it did not manifest. Why not?
San Francisco medical records confirmed he did not have CGD, was not an interferon.
Okay. What else?
Childhood immunity?
Oh, he didn't look Filipino. Where was he from?
Toledo. Maybe some part of his childhood in the Philippines had developed immunity. Get on that one further into his history.
No need. Rachel, I want you to check for antibodies to any tropical diseases. That'll let us know if he was there or not. Other reasons?
Maybe his immune system was weak?
Undiagnosed HIV, AIDS. I'll look into that too.
If it was that serious, he'd be medicated. Bob, I want you to look for meds in his system.
There was nothing indicating his medical records.
Now, check him, Bob. Maybe he didn't tell anybody. Now, have we been able to connect him to any of the patients in Florida or Boston?
No, not yet.
Okay, and what was he doing in the Philippines?
I'll keep cross-checking patient profiles for Tallahassee and Beantown.
I'll chase down the Philippines connection.
Very good. Rachel, want you on diseases. Bob, you're on meds. Carlos.
I'd like to take another look at that virus.
Let's get to work.
Just these blood samples for antibodies to dengue, malaria, HIV.
Yes, any drugs or toxins. Thank you. And we'll need the results as soon as possible. Thanks. Have a good day.
Here in Center, Washington, with Dr. Joanna Sabine, Regional Case Officer for the Centers for Disease Control. Dr. Sabine, I understand that Mayor Alice Walker called in the CDC saying it was raining dead birds. We're testing 20 birds for avian flu, but H5N1 is rarely found in wildfowl.
Exactly.
So it's little likelihood that this is...
What's going on?
But if it is, could this be the start of something bigger, something we don't know about? My turn.
Why is she doing that? Trying to scare people like that?
My Stephen News, Bob, that's what they do. Pick up. The deliveries are here. What deliveries? By courier. Oh, easy. Oh, sorry.
Sign here, please.
Hey, Milo.
Hey. Oh, you expecting something? I don't think this thing here is for you, is it?
No.
Well, what?
Sorry. No, I'm just, I'm training for the Muskoka Ironman, right? And so I'm on my bike like 5 nights a week. I thought it might be fun to go for a ride after work together sometime.
All right, so like after I've been on my bike all day, I go for a bike ride, right? Just for fun? Is that what you're saying?
You could pace me. mean, you know, if you wanted to.
What?
Have you ever done the Rouge Valley?
No, downtown mall, downtown valleys.
Okay. Well, there is a first time for everything.
What are we talking about?
Tomorrow after work? Okay. You know where to find me.
Okay, right? Yeah. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
What's with Mako?
She's drooling over the bike courier.
Can't say that I blame her.
Rachel,
Yeah.
did you get out of those tissue samples?
No HIV, no Hep C,
That was expected.
no signs of any prior infection with tropical diseases.
We can rule out a childhood in the Philippines.
Maybe we could figure out what he was up to on his most recent visit.
Wes is on it. Philippine immigration says Mark Smith never registered in the hotel.
So what was he doing there?
Exactly. You got it?
I got it. This is a SNPs analysis for Mark Smith's pancreas, his gallbladder, and his kidney.
No, that doesn't match his DNA.
They gave you the wrong guy's kidney.
Then they sent along this.
Oh, well, that's a,
That's a polycystic kidney in very bad condition.
Right, the surgeons leave them in. Good work.
A kidney transplant?
That's what I said.
So Mark Smith had a kidney transplant from somebody who died of Sinatra.
I don't think so. The donor probably looked healthy.
Whoever the donor was probably had the disease as a child. He looked healthy, but he was carrying a dormant virus.
Woke up in Mark Smith.
So why wasn't he sick?
Well, he probably had mild symptoms like a cold, but the immunosuppressants that were keeping his body from rejecting the kidney transplant kept his immune system from overreacting.
He was just sick enough to infect others.
I don't see how the person who did the transplant didn't notice the virus.
It's impossible to see without a DNA or RNA test.
So Mark Smith is patient zero.
No, the donor is patient zero.
If this was a multiple donor, then that would explain outbreaks in Rosamond and Tallahassee.
Sure. A liver here, a lung there.
That makes sense.
We just gotta back it up with facts, Carlos. I want you to run a mitochondrial DNA analysis of Mark Smith's kidney transplant. Look for geographical and ethnic origins.
Right.
Where's Bob at the toxicology test?
It's not back yet.
I'll check the transplant lists in Boston and Tallahassee.
Katerina was the first to die. She must have known a transplant recipient.
If she did, I'll find him.
Mako, I need you to check all the patients, see if they had any contact with the transplant recipient. We might have a dozen more human time bombs out there ready to go off.
All right.
Rachel.
What's the time?
3 minutes 10.
Shit, I'm gonna break 3.
Hey, Mako, don't kill me in the process, okay?
What's that?
Oh, it's Golani Brigade.
You're in the Israeli army?
Yeah. At university when I was 18, I went over there. After basic training, I spent a year in the occupied territories. Kind of came back a different person.
Like,
Like I've applied to the Monk Center for International Relations.
you give up being a bike courier.
I know, you know? Most people, they don't see past the bike career, you know? They look at me and they think I'm like some kind of monkey or something like that.
Yeah, well, quit whining, monkey. I'm still trying to find a life outside of work.
Yeah.
Okay, let's ride.
Hey, hang on.
I'm fine. I'm fine. It's okay.
What happened?
I just slipped. It's from the bomb.
You want to help me out?
No, it's okay. I'm okay.
I had no idea. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's Oh God, people have blown bits. This is nothing. I'm not really quite sure how to mention it, though, you know? Hi, I think you're hot and I've got an amputated leg. This is not... It's too weird for you.
Too weird? No, after what I saw in the army, this is normal Tuesday afternoon stuff. Okay? Want to get up?
Yes.
What's up?
So, I did both a Y-DNA and mtDNA haplotype tests. Both the R1A1 and HVR2 haplogroups suggested the kidney came from a male of Asian origin.
There you go.
And Bob found rapamune, which is an immunosuppressant used by transplant patients, in the blood.
So it's transplant tourism, eh?
Looks like it. Another thing, Mako found that 2 of the sick people in Tallahassee both had the same dentist. He was on sick leave for 2 months and just recently came back.
Did they pick him up yet?
Not yet. His wife wants us to talk to her lawyer.
Oh.
Don't dentists take precautions?
Yeah, but masks and gloves are completely useless if you're not trained to put them on properly, like not use your hands.
What have you got, Wes?
Okay, I had the FBI check into Mark Smith's credit card records.
Remind me to tell you about the birds.
Birds?
A favor for a friend of mine.
Okay.
And 4 months ago, there was a $15,000 deposit to a transplantfacilitator.com.
$15,000 bucks?
That's just a deposit. For $140,000, they will find you a new kidney. You want a heart, that's $290.
Is that legal?
Well, I mean, it's just a service, so technically, yes. As long as you're not buying an actual organ.
All right. How do we, contact transplantfacilitator.com?
They're in Vegas.
Figures. Call him.
I'd like to sit down with him face to face.
Why?
Because the last time I called him, he hung up on me. Old Swan, but you can tell by the black on my head and the markings, the short beak and pointed tail.
Beautiful.
I love the smell of formaldehyde.
Reminds me of my marriage.
What do you mean?
Nothing, it's a dumb joke, right? I'm just in the middle of a very messy breakup.
Oh, I can relate. My mom and I didn't speak for a month once. So parasites were kind.
Vice versa.
Sarcoidosis.
You guys see the CDC bulletin? No new reported cases of Sinatra.
We contained it.
For now, we have.
So we can focus on a vaccine?
Focus on a vaccine. What's with the birds?
Oh, Carlos wants us to do a virus check.
From Washington State.
What?
A friend of his wants us to check for any type A avian virus jumpers, 2,000 candidates.
What friend?
I don't know, he said he was talking to you about this.
Oh, right. Yeah, the birds. You never got around to it. Hey, Bob, you in tonight?
Totally in.
You play poker, Rachel?
Yeah?
You like ribs?
If you cook them right.
Give her directions to my place, Bob. We'll see you tonight.
Okay, that's very interesting. He didn't even ask you to bring the baked beans.
You make coleslaw?
To die for.
Oh, yum. It's gonna be fun.
Okay, Mego, I thought we were here to play poker.
Yeah, but listen to me. Every 30 seconds, an African kid dies of malaria. Okay, do you know that is 1 million a year? Nations' wars, they're about as relevant as a sports page,
Oh,
Milo.
come on. The Middle East could blow sky high tomorrow.
Oh, it's a regional hiccup. I'm sorry. 5 million kids a year die of diarrhea, measles, easy stuff. To cure that is the real problem in the world.
Is Iran building a nuclear bomb?
I don't know. But global warming is causing hurricanes and floods and crop failures and huge refugee populations that are vulnerable to pandemics.
Right.
I am talking about a massive die-off that will change the course of life on this planet.
Right, so am I.
Global pestilence,
Right,
Milo.
global warfare.
We're dealing with a lit fuse here, Mr. Leonard. I need the names of every person you sent to the Philippines for a transplant.
I'm bound by the confidentiality agreements I sign with all my clients.
Okay, just give me the name of the clinic in Manila.
I don't send people to clinics. I send them to a broker. The broker makes all the local arrangements.
What kind of bullshit business are you running?
Well, we've created a very efficient market that matches buyers and sellers.
So what for the bird?
A friend of mine for the CDC hit me. I put a report on your desk.
Carlos, cuídate la calle.
Oh, excuse me.
So, Carl called after you left.
Oh, yeah? How's the divorce going?
It reminds her of formaldehyde.
No, this was strictly business. He wants me to hand over all the Sinatra data to Clay Biomedical in Baltimore.
It's a pretty good vaccine lab.
used to sit on the board of directors.
Ah. Carlton called to nice me on the telephone the other day.
Yeah, well, sure. 3 major cities need the vaccine now, so there's a pile of cash in it for whoever gets it up there. Anyway,
Give them all their data.
you want me to copy Jenner Pharma? Norton Rath?
Yeah, that's a good idea. May the best lab win.
Here's how it's gonna go down, Regis. I've got CNN on my speed dial. I will call my contact at the New York Times, and I will have the story planted. Go to the Philippines with transplant facilitator. Get a black market organ and watch your family die a terrible death.
Look, Skip, you don't scare me.
I'm not finished.
It's totally corrupt and disgusting.
It's supply and demand, Carlos.
Bare knuckle capitalism. Kidney. Who's got a kidney?
I heard that in Manila, when cops shoot a criminal, they harvest organs before contacting next of kin.
Come on.
What about the thousands of helpless people on waiting lists for organs? I mean, 15% of them die.
Well, that's the gray market.
Black market.
Then I'm gonna get a top-class action lawyer. And I'm gonna put him in touch with the families of all the victims.
You are never going to stop people in poor countries from selling their organs to the rich. A healthy lung will feed a family of 5 for months.
Spoken like a true compassionate conservative. How do we help the poor? We buy their organs?
Well, if the price is right.
There are victims in 3 states. That's 6 senators and a whole busload of congressmen. I'll make sure that there are public hearings. It's gonna cost your company millions of dollars to fight this.
How do you regulate people in India who get hit on the head and wake up with a scar where their kidney used to be?
How do you feel about women selling their placentas for stem cell research?
Well, that's out of bounds.
Ah, hypocrites.
It's a theological issue.
Faith-based science, not my shop. A cell is a cell is a cell.
Not in the eyes of the creator.
Are you done?
I am.
Ah, the King of Kings holds.
You're gonna go down, Reach. I promise you that. The question is, do you want to go down hard? Or would you like me in your corner to help you down smoothly? Keep it simple.
This is really depressing, isn't it?
Come here.
Yeah?
Let's see. I kind of find it oddly rousing.
Makeup?
I don't really feel like that.
Makeup! It's 17. What do you have, Rachel?
21. Oh, divine intervention.
Invisible hand of the free market.
How much?
$60.
That's about how much a beggar in Karachi could get for a chunk of his liver. Huh. Fair deal, Bob.
It's been a long time, huh?
Is it that obvious?
No, it's just... we got all the time in the world.
I want you right now. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
You okay? You okay? What happened? What happened? What's the matter?
I get these shooting pains. Oh, below the knee.
Okay, just come here.
It's right. It's right. Yeah, it's right there. It's right there.
Right here?
Look, I know, in my head. Just rub this thing, please.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm just...
Mako!
Ay, Dios mío, mira quién está aquí. Good to see you.
Me too. You look good.
Thank you, you too. How's your trip?
It's good.
Come, let's go make one first. They were right. I checked the results myself. It's not bird flu.
I know, but there's more to this.
What?
I really think, and I know you're gonna think this sounds crazy,
What, Joanna?
I think there's some kind of cover-up going on.
Ah, another conspiracy.
Don't patronize me, Carlos.
Joanna,
Hi. Sorry, am I interrupting?
no, this is Joanna, an old friend of mine.
We were residents together at Duke.
Oh, it's Sandstrom.
Head scientist at Norback.
Pleasure.
What brings you here?
The birds in Washington. Joanna's the regional caseworker for the CDC.
Oh.
I've only been on the job 6 months.
Yeah, I saw a story on the news. No H5N1 though, right? No.
But what's not in the news is that there's also sick people.
What kind of sick people?
High fever, spasticity, convulsions, loss of sensation in extremities.
Sounds like meningitis.
It's not. The official line is the birds are not infecting humans. Once we determined it wasn't H5N1, Governor Gibson called my superior in Washington. The next thing I know, my investigation's being shut down.
Why?
Tourist season.
That Joanna is famous for jumping to conclusions.
I think Carlos maybe 15 years ago.
No, don't worry about it. He says the same thing about me.
The birds and the people are still sick. If it's not avian flu, what is it?
Could it be environmental?
Well, exactly. And that's when my investigation is being shut down by the Environmental Protection Agency.
First the CDC, now the EPA. What do you think's going on?
And whatever it is, it stinks. And I don't care if it costs my job. And I'm not being impetuous.
All right, what do you want from us?
I'm a nobody at the CDC. You guys have pull. I need your help.
I'll find Bob to see what he's got.
Great. Copy. You want me to weigh in on your behalf at the CDC, eh?
You know anyone there?
You know how to get Carl Riddlemeyer? Cream and sugar?
Sugar. The new science sour, really.
Well, he's new to the job. Doesn't know shit from Shinola. He'll do anything to avoid bad publicity. Right, Rachel?
Hi, I'm Rachel Woods. Joanna Sabine.
Joanna here's the one who sent us those birds. Now the CDC is trying to shut her up.
Ah. It's a weird time. Bush hates science that doesn't agree with what his neocon cronies tell him. Well, it's a bit of an oversimplification, but he's taken an axe to every research department that isn't dedicated to defense. All the good people are leaving, the ones that stay are ass kissers.
I'll be sure and tell my friends who stayed.
You're not the type that holds back, are you?
How good does it get you?
Guys. Ready for us? Right this way.
Thanks.
How well do you know her?
No, don't even think about it.
Is that obvious, eh?
Like a dog chasing her tires.
Oh, man, that is one exceptionally beautiful public health official.
Yeah, she's very pretty.
No, daffodils are pretty. She is something else entirely.
We got a fractional chemical analysis on this double-crested cormorant. A wonderful, graceful bird, by the way. Can dive and feed 100 feet for 5 minutes. And this hooded merganser. The readings were extreme.
Methyl mercury.
Excuse me.
They've never seen concentrations like this.
Throw off the dial.
Yeah.
Hi. Oh.
Hi.
Sorry, how did you get past security?
Oh, Israeli commando, we can walk through walls. Look, I called. I left a message. Twice.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I kind of felt weird about...
Right, okay. I know how you feel. And don't, okay?
No,
just... Look, I think you're amazing. And that's all I wanted to say. And I don't know, just... And, you know, and,
Oh, God.
oh, there's security. Hi. I could take him out, but I'm just gonna go, and just call me, okay?
Okay.
Yeah? See ya.
That's it. Katerina's Workovic was the last link, that's it. She was his mistress for a little over a year.
What kind of transplant did the guy get?
Small bowel transplant.
That's it. Oh. Good work busting, Mr. Transplant, by the way.
To tell you the truth, I rather enjoyed myself.
Turning into a regular rat terrier, Wes.
Take that as a compliment.
Step up from a rat. Speaking of which. All right, that went extremely well. Image is everything. Well, I like the image I can get with an electron microscope, so I'll shut up.
Yeah, as long as I'm here, what's this about corruption in the EPA and the CDC?
You talked to Rachel?
And I made a couple of calls. I don't see the problem.
You don't see doors slamming and a junior person who seems to have a pretty good case of problem?
My understanding is that the CDC said that there was no avian flu outbreak. Did your lab not confirm that?
Yes, but...
Did Norback not agree with this finding?
Yeah, we found massive levels of mercury contamination in those birds.
The EPA was slow off the mark, granted.
Granted. That's nice and goddamn convenient.
Let's keep it nice and calm, David. That's the way I like to work.
We've got birds and possibly people loaded with lethal levels of mercury. We've got to find out where it's coming from.
No one's questioning the need for an investigation. Indeed, Governor Gibson's a very good friend of mine. He assures me that things will be handled locally.
You know what I think? I think your pal the governor doesn't want anybody fucking with his tourist season. We're going out there tonight.
David, why don't we strategize on this together?
Good idea. I'll call you when I'm there.
You're not even listening.
Why should I listen to this?
Because I know him and I know you.
No, correction, you knew me 12 years ago.
I just don't think it's appropriate in a professional setting to be having a relationship
Fuck you.
with
That's
someone.
bogus latino machismo.
No. Look, sometimes David uses women.
And sometimes I can use men, so... Give me your secrets.
My personal life is my personal life.
What are you so afraid of?
Double. Carlos? Everything all right?
Just to clear the air, Joanna and I were married for 3 years.
How could I not know this about you?
There's a very big closet.
She's the one who kicked me out of it.
A marriage in a closet.
Well, bravo to you.
Thank you.
Details?
I think you know enough.
And a mystery.
He seems to think that you and I have a lot in common.
Really? Timothy Bosch, Executive Assistant to the Governor. How old are you, Tim?
29.
Wow, you're moving fast.
My father and Governor Gibson went to law school together.
Nothing like a little nepotism to jumpstart the old career, eh?
A lot of people are cynical about government. Not me. I want to make a difference.
You're gonna do that by babysitting us?
I just think that you'll find the doors open a lot easier when you bring along the guy with all the keys.
What do you think?
Timothy wouldn't take my calls this time last week, so it's not too late.
All right. Well, don't worry about it. We'll lose him the moment his back is turned. Where are we headed?
Mountain View Hospital.
You want to look at those patients that aren't part of any massive cover-up?
Classic Minimata presentation.
I'll just wait outside.
Oh, actually, Tim, I think it would be good if you stayed right here. Get a first-hand account for the governor. 20 parts per million. Use this kid's blood in a thermometer.
I'm going to need to see all the results from neurology. David, I think it's better if I stay and try to set up some kind of treatment.
Chelation therapy?
I don't see an option.
Sorry, chelation therapy?
Oh, they put a chemical in his blood to sop up the mercury.
So you can do something?
Well, to a certain extent, but I think young Kyle here can look forward to many years of suffering before he finally gets cured. We gotta figure this out fast.
Look at the others. Dwight and Gavin Leopold came in the other day. Neither one of them have been sick a day in their life, so they say.
First time's a bitch.
Dwight?
Yes.
I brought in some specialists that we're gonna find out what happened to you, and so they have to ask you a few questions. You all right with that?
Yeah. Kyle's your grandson?
Yes.
You go duck hunting with you?
No, he's too young. He stayed home with his mama.
But he ate duck.
Yeah, he loves it.
Well, the duck was contaminated with mercury. You've been poisoned, so we need to know where the ducks came from. I'm not a cop, Dwight. Where'd you shoot the ducks?
Crouched. Fence off land I've hunted my whole life. Bastards can't keep us out. Elgin.
Elgin?
Yelgin Wilderness was one of the last buried tracks in the Cascades. A couple of years ago, a local consortium sold it to German casino operators. Pissed a lot of people off.
Locals used to go hunting and fishing up there. Now there's a big fence.
Around 90 square miles of the most beautiful country in the state.
So we got 150 million for this?
Plus a share of the revenues.
So Dwight and his buddies came hunting up here.
Okay, the ducks are what? They summer here, and then what? They come to the lake to feed?
Weeds, fish, they could all be laced with mercury.
Wait, you're saying the lake's the source of the mercury?
I'm saying it's a pretty good candidate.
But there's no way. The EPA would have had to have tested the water as part of the land sale. Surely they would have found it.
Maybe I missed something. Got any more doors you want to open for us, Tim? I gotta get that. What?
Oh, David, I need to speak to Joanna. Basically, to tell her that she was right about the EPA cover.
That's some sort of airborne contamination. Okay, I want you to get samples from each of the sites. Compare that to the mercury in the lake water. We find a match. We'll figure out who's milfing Mother Nature.
Governor Gibson is part of an investment group that sold that tract of land to a casino and resort developer over 3 years ago.
You feel like coming up to Toronto for a visit anytime soon?
Not really.
Because, you know, we may never see each other again.
That means it's so hot.
You're experiencing a phenomenon known as phantom limb pain.
No, this is not a phenomenon, Gordon. I told you, the pain is real.
Conventional medicine isn't going to solve what's going on up here.
I got the head office call to take me off the mercury case.
When did this happen?
They need help with a CWC outbreak at a hospital in Racine, Wisconsin.
Where's the hospital in Racine? Joanna's in quarantine there. She's infected with CDAD.